Please like, comment, and subscribe.
Hi, I'm Kim.
Hi, I'm Tora, and we want to welcome you to Kicking It with Kim and Tora. Today we have three topics, and they're always interesting ones. And I always like to jump right in because stuff really weighs on my heart. And this week it has definitely been. I want to start off with the Black women, and do we need a break? I really do. I've been thinking about that lately. And I know we have been through a lot lately. We've been through a lot with, the killings of Black men because we birthed them. We birthed the Black man, we birthed the Black boy, we birthed Earth. So at this point, we're seeing pieces of our life being killed off constantly, whether it's Black girls going missing, whether it's Black men, becoming gay, whether it's Black men in jail or Black men being killed by other Black men or by law enforcement or by white women. Because I know you heard about the, Black
Right.
guy who was
The woman who killed her, was it her fiance or her boyfriend or whatever?
boyfriend,
They lived
fiance,
together.
yeah. But before she killed him, he was known to belittle Black women a lot, and so his family called for a rallying of Black women to help or Black people, well, really Black women to help.
I
But we kind of
remember,
like,
and they
no.
said, no, you get what you get. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah, this is not our fight. So I was wondering, with that said, do you think we need a vacation away from everything Caucasian, like everything? Do you think would it help a Black woman to have, because I know there's plenty of retreats, and I like to keep those secret because they're public, but they're only public for us as of right now. But they go to different islands like Costa Rica and certain remote islands to just get away and identify with just essence. So I was wondering, what do you think about that? Do you think it's time that we had our own something?
I mean, I think it's a good idea if people can do that. We've needed a break from them ever since they came, but I don't know if everybody can. I don't think it's a bad idea, though. I think that white people are just on something and it's a problem. So, yeah, if we could pull it off, sure.
Because I think, like, with this, the Karens popping out and just cursing everyone out and I'm just seeing it on social media. It's happening in abundance. And I tried to even take a break from social media just to see if it's just me and it's just popping up on my feed.
Mhm.
No, it's everyone I talk to see the same thing.
I
They
don't
see,
see it. I
you
have to
don't.
say, I don't see it. But what I did see is somebody put the book up about how white women were slave owners.
Mhm.
Oftentimes, their parents would leave them slaves so that they would have
Mhm.
something to take into a marriage, or if a
Mhm.
marriage, I don't know what, but they were
What?
slave owners. And it got me wondering, is that something they talk about at home? Do,
Of
does a
course.
white grandmother tell her modern day white daughter, I used to own 10 of those, you know what's? Do they
I'm quite sure.
know that that's their family history? Because that would impact why why Karens are behaving the way that they are. And then I just saw a
Like
video,
they're losing control.
right, and that they're angry because we owned you. You're supposed to
Mhm.
do what we say. And now we
Yeah, like
can't tell you what to do. They were passing laws to allow casual killing. I think we talked about it before because they would be so angry about their husband and the
Mhm.
slave women that they were killing the offspring. And
Yep,
today I saw a video where a little white girl was at the top of a slide
I saw that.
holding
And she was
back
about to
all the black
fight a
children,
little girl.
looking like a little devil, trying to
Yes.
bite a little girl half her size. And I'm
Mhm.
like, she needs her, you know what, whip by her parents
Yeah.
or by those black kids on that slide. Either one will do.
It,
But
it
they have just,
that
they're,
hurt my heart when I saw that. That hurt my heart when I saw that. And let me tell you why it hurt my heart. Because as a parent looking on, as a mom looking on of daughters, I felt like the parent who was videotaping wasn't angry enough. So that's why I
well,
said I think the break. I'm
I,
so angry.
when I saw that video,
Mhm.
I reminded myself that I would have been by that slide and I would have called her out or called my kids off of there. Because what you're not going to do is what she was doing. But
Yeah, I don't know. And
I
I
wouldn't
pray I
be.
would have been as calm
Hmm.
as you. I pray I would have been as calm as you and the gentleman who was videotaping. I know me too well, and I know it wouldn't have worked. It wouldn't have went well. So I've never been put in those positions because anytime I've ever been put in slight positions like that, where my children were challenged for their blackness, it didn't end well for the
Yeah,
person who did it.
but you're a grown woman. You wouldn't have. I think that if her
No, I
parents,
would have grabbed her and yanked her down
yeah,
the
if her
slide. I would.
parents came over and tried to defend that behavior, then maybe it would have been a problem. But I mean, what would you do?
No, I would have grabbed her by her foot or her arm and I would have dragged her down the slide and said, first of all, you're not going to stop the slide from other kids. And then if I saw the biting, my hands would have had to tap her little hind parts. And then if her parents wanted to call the police, I would have showed them my video and been like, I will proudly sit in prison to let you all know I had to correct this little demon because she's headed somewhere where my children aren't. And I had to meet her same intensity. She was acting like a grown woman, so I had to treat her like one. When you
Wow.
bite a child, that's not childlike. Not the way she was ready to chomp at that girl's face.
At her face. And you
Yeah, at her
gotta
face.
wonder where she's got this behavior from and how many times she's done it before.
And she's
Because it
gotten
didn't
away
look
with it.
new. It looked like this is who she looked like a little demon. I'm sorry.
Something was built up and she knew exactly who her target audience was. She knew. It wasn't like there was any other audience that could have been there, a person that could have been there, she would have treated like that. That was something that's being said in her house. The N word is definitely said in her house. The black word is definitely said in her house. She knows race right now. She knows it because that was not a natural child her age reaction to anything.
I
To
agree.
just completely stop them from going down the slide. And then when the little girl you saw, she looked
Like
like
I'm
a child
going
of mine,
down here. Mm-hmm.
moving her out the way, and then she's just, was
She
ready to
clamped
project.
her legs over the child. I think they do behave like that when they have psychological issues, and maybe
Mhm.
she's one of them.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think
know.
so too. But I would be forced to help her out with her psyche at that moment
I wouldn't
until
put
she
my
gets.
hands on her. I'm not kidding. I would have probably taken my kids
Oh,
off. Chances are there's
how
more
old
than
were
one
you?
slide. I would have taken my kid. I would have said, I would have called my kids and been like, come on, we don't do that. We don't do that. But I mean, I feel you.
Be that big of a person, and I know me. I know me seeing that type of violence being taught to a child that young, and I'm not having. I have sympathy for so many kids abused, and I can look and see that she is abused on some level, but she was abused on a racist level first. It's something in her life is, but she definitely is being abused. But
It's abuse to
she,
teach. It's abuse to teach a child that kind of racism.
oh
I
yeah,
think.
oh yeah, and that's why I said I wonder, do we all need a vacation, staycation away from everything of this magnitude that's been going on with social media and the opposite race. And I say the opposite race because it's always been black and white. We know we got problems with other races, Asians, Spanish, whatever, but it's always been black and white who just seem to perpetuate the highest of disgust. Like they just seem like they're so disgusted with us, and it's like a deep dark secret that's coming ahead right now. And I feel like, well, let us just let us get away from you, let you see how bad off you all are without us, and then we can maybe come back together and talk some sense into you. Because right now they really are getting upset, I think, because our history is unfolding. I really do believe that they're finding out they have no history. They're finding out that they've stolen a lot of history and their ancestors stole a lot of history. So I feel like they're starting to just become so annoyed with everything because their own race is calling out their own race. Own white men. I
Oh,
send
I
it to
see
all
it.
my friends.
I see it.
They're calling them out. And I feel
and,
like the
and
level.
telling them to pay us reparations, which I'll never hold my breath for, but they're calling out their own people. I think
They
that if
are.
we could do that, it would be great. It doesn't bother me so much because I'm self-employed and I don't really watch the news. And I scroll through stuff that I don't want to see immediately. But who has
As
the
a parent,
wherewithal?
it's
Who
just
cannot
irritating.
go to work? A lot of people are paycheck to paycheck. Who cannot go to work, which is where you see them. I mean, if we could, I think it'd be great for both races, for both of
I
us.
just saw a beautiful little boy had a $900 check and got degraded and arrested and was accused by the bank manager of a fraudulent check, lied to the police, said he called, and the people who issued the check said it wasn't. And the guy who wrote the check was a Black business owner. He was like, that check is absolutely valid. No one ever called me to check the validation of that.
That's happened
Of that
over
check.
and over and over
A
and
doctor.
over
It happened
again.
to a doctor. It happened to a doctor. So my thing is this: it's starting to annoy me on every level. Now it's the banks that are. I mean, you had the producer Ryan
Ryan
Coogler,
Coogler.
and
Mhm.
you had a doctor from Atlanta who's a proud doctor cashing a big check in. It happened to her. Like it's starting to happen. So many different ways of us doing. I mean, it's happening in the housing market. Like they're literally a Black couple will go and look at a house and they will tell white buyers, look, there have been Black people coming in left and right trying to buy this property. You all need to get it together and buy this property. It's like, what?
Wow.
Are you kidding me?
Wow.
Like this is starting, it's past systemic. It's another level. Whatever level's past systemic, we're past that. So I just feel like we need somewhere or something to do where we can all take a vacation, something,
Would be
a
nice.
day off,
A week off, a month
a
off.
week, a week off, definitely more than a day. But it's just
Mhm.
like I feel like, and that leads into my next subject of are we getting sick or is things making us sick?
Mm.
Because if my system breaking down because of stress, I hear so many Black women, and this is another topic of our three topics. I hear so many Black women on TikTok and Instagram. I haven't been on Twitter and heard it yet, but definitely Instagram and TikToks a lot saying how they are sick with this same symptoms I'm sick with: behind the eyes headache, feeling like we have the flu, going to the doctors. They're giving you things that they think is helping, but it's like nothing's helping. You're trying all the herbal remedies. Your fluid in your body's lifting up, going down. It's like, what is going on really?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not sick, but I have seen some of it on social media. And truthfully, I thought it was due to the vax, but I haven't done a systematic study of
Yeah.
are all the people vaxxed or not.
And
But I'm not
you
sick.
can't. You can't do it. How can you do it? They'll cut you down. They will block your content. If you say, can I get a poll going on to see how many people since they've got the vax been sick and how many people who haven't been vaxxed if you are having these same you can't. And
Oh
that's
no,
an
they shut
honest
that down.
question.
What I was thinking was to watch the videos and try to
Mhm.
figure out are they vaxxed or are they not. It'd be a lot of research, but I do it all the time, but I haven't put that time in. But my fear, well, I don't really
Mhm.
have fears, but my concern is
Mhm.
that it's a consequence of the mRNA shot.
And
Because,
and now
yeah, I
so
mean,
many
that's
people are
just what
speaking
I
out
think.
freely. People who worked for the CDC, people who are claiming they work for the scientists who was trying to cure everybody. Like so many people are snitching. Not, I shouldn't say snitching because I like the fact whistleblowing. So many
Whistleblowing.
people are whistleblowing now that I'm like, listen, I gotta listen now
What
because
are
these
they
people are.
saying? What are they when
There
they're
was
whistleblowing?
this guy. I wish I could have remembered his name, but he literally worked recently for the CDC. He doesn't work for them anymore because he said he started coming out saying that there were snake venom
Oh,
in
I saw
the
that.
vaccine.
I
Yeah,
saw that.
and he was saying that everything that we are suffering from is almost a result of
Side
being bitten
effect
by.
of venom poisoning. I saw that. I also saw that they were putting it in the water. I don't know, but I definitely saw that.
So my thing is this: if so many people are keep saying something negative about this thing and saying that they work so close, is it making us sick? And if somebody knows something, say something so we can try to help ourselves because I've been sick way longer than I've ever been sick in my life. In my
They'll never
life.
admit it. I mean, that's how demons are. They'll never admit it, but Obama recently came on some speech at Stanford University and admitted that they have clinically tested the vax on billions of people. You didn't see that on social media?
No.
He said, I mean, we basically have clinically tested it on billions of people, and still 1 out of 5 refuses to take it.
And he's saying that to say like we should be getting it, like
Mhm.
people should be.
Because they clinically tested it on billions of people.
I can't imagine billions of people was okay with this test that we thought we were being tested. I
You
didn't
didn't know
think
it was a test. You didn't
no.
know that Elon Musk was going to say it's a computer program. You didn't know a lot of stuff about it before you took it. But that's my concern. I hope I'm wrong, and maybe it's the air or when the sun comes out strong for summer, you guys will be better. I don't know.
Well, I did, which I don't know. I felt a lot better. God is good because I was in a position where I was out in the sun 99% of the time this past week. So, I mean, that's the longest I've ever been in the sun in many, many years. And I saw how it was doing my body good. I saw my kidneys working even better. I was, my intake of fluid and extake of fluid was very high. So I know that there were things going on. You know what I'm saying? I know
That's
it.
good.
In the sun, like I was walking in the sun. I was on a boat ride in the sun. I was, direct sunlight. There was no trees, just direct sunlight. And I felt it. At first, I felt a little woozy. Can't lie. I was very dizzy at first being out in the sun. Looked it up, found out that people who are very vitamin D deficient, like I am, and I'm like lethally vitamin D deficient. Definitely when we start going out, we can get sun poison as far as that goes, because the body isn't used to it. You usually do it in small quantities, but the real vitamin D comes from the sun, not just vitamins you take or food.
Right.
But
right.
sun. Right. So I got sick at first, a little ill. I shouldn't say sick. I felt a little ill. But then as the days went on and the hours went on, I started feeling a heck of a lot better. So I do think something's going to be happening soon.
I got a ton of sun this weekend because we had a festival at a local town center with music and food and all this. And I mean, it was just straight sun, and I was happy. And I think I'm a little browner because of it.
I think I got a little tan too. I think I saw some like spots in my vitiligo was tanning up. So yeah, I was kind of thumbs up about that. I'm gonna go back out. I'm definitely gonna go back out this week, and I'm not gonna take any more chances and just lay dormant. I think if they're gonna block the sun soon, I need to absorb as much as I can until they do.
One of the women who was at the festival with me has vitiligo. And I don't know, you just happen to mention it. She's starting to look really literally white because she's very light skinned. So she's just losing her melanin. And when she first came up, I didn't recognize her. I thought it was a white woman. And then her cousin is one of my friends and was like, "That's like, what?" And then she said to me, "I'm losing my melanin, as you can see."
Yeah, I was starting to lose mine, but then my doctor gave me this ointment and it stopped it for now. So hopefully it'll keep stopping it. But
it's coming off her face, her neck, her head. I don't know. She's got it really bad. But anyway, so what I wanted to talk about.
So my kids always tell me, they always tell me back in my day that it was looked upon as bad, but now it's a new day and time. It's celebrated. She's like, they tell me there's a lot of models out there that have vitiligo. So
remember the one with the bad attitude?
Yeah.
I can't remember her name. She's real popular. I don't know that she has a bad attitude, but Winnie, somebody, people have said, man, her attitude sucks, but I don't know. I don't really know.
Yeah, Winnie Harlow is the role model.
Winnie Harlow, that's right. One thing that's really concerning me is that the Tennessee legislature just passed a law criminalizing homelessness. And so, of course, I started looking into it. There are laws in like California, Texas, Georgia, tons of cities across the country, not the state, but various cities, making it illegal to sleep outside, to sleep in your car, to have your personal property on a public walkway or whatever. So those places are criminalizing the kinds of activities that people who are homeless would have to engage in. But if I'm not mistaken, Tennessee just outright criminalized it. But there is a Supreme Court case that said that's unconstitutional. So I think I'm just concerned that people would even do that. These are not people who are saying, I just want to live on the street, or I want to sleep on the beach because that's how I roll. These are people with no home in a time after the virus has destroyed the economy. People were already struggling before. They don't have food, or they have food insecurity. And now you want to criminalize them. So are we going to try to play the for-profit thing that they do with Black bodies and put them in jail and make money off of them? Because some of the studies say it costs more to put them in jail than it would to give them a place to
That's
stay.
probably where they want them to go. They probably know that the prison population is dwindling down. They need to find more prisoners. So where can they find them? Well, they'll find them in the homeless population. Because my thing is this, you can't get apartments right now. I have so many friends who own homes, wanted to get more better homes or move out or whatever. They are like, we're done. We can't do it. Their homes are being bought up by corporate America, and the rent is just Zillow rent is astronomical. Like for a 2 or 3 bedroom, it's like $5,000 to $6,000 a month. Like it's crazy. So how are you going to fix a homeless problem by criminalizing it?
So a
I can't.
large percentage of the population would be in jail.
A
They'd be
large
in
percentage.
jail because more and more people will be falling into homelessness as BlackRock
Yep.
buys up all the private residences and rents
Yep.
soar and food prices soar, and they're choosing between, do I eat or do I pay rent? I mean, America is just
I don't think, and I hate saying it like this because I always watch movies where the government fails and there's an underground world, but I feel like the government better start looking at those movies, because I'm telling you, I don't feel like it's going to last. Like, you cannot have just a have and a have not. You can't, because how on the world do you not think these people are going to fight back at you? Like, there's a husband who's homeless right now, who sleeps on the street in some high place, but his wife might live in, let's say, Wyoming or someplace where there's, the mortgage isn't that high, but he sends his money back to her so he can pay the bills, so she can pay the bills as he sleeps on the street, so he can go to his New York corporate business or his California corporate Google business.
Not be an option.
I know that there's people like that. Like, I've met people like that, and I was like, so you sleep on the street here in California and you send your check to the Midwest where it's cheaper because you couldn't afford a job in a house there, and send your kids to wherever you want to send them to. So that's a good person I met. That was a good person.
Homeless
so you're gonna
for a reason. Yeah.
Yeah. You're gonna criminalize them because you gotta find them. You're gonna criminalize them. You're gonna have him have a record, which potentially can make him lose his job, all because he's homeless.
No public camping. That's another one that they passed. No public camping. How can you not?
In the car.
How can it be a crime for you to sleep in the car that you own? It's your car. Why can't you sleep in it?
He had I think it was a Chevy, some type of Chevy big caddy in the back, because me and my kids were walking past and we saw it. And I mean, he had it set up. He had a TV back there. He had this little washer and dryer thing back there. Oh, wow. And it was all set up. It was literally set up where he could just come in at night. And we kept seeing a couple nights, we felt like we saw the truck a little every time we walked past it. But then one day, I guess he was just getting off and going in there. And I'm like, wow. And he told us a story. And I was like,
a stealth van. That's a whole thing. That's a whole thing that you can see them on YouTube, how they kick them out. And yeah, that's a whole trend. Yeah.
Well, he was literally parked on the strip, and his windows was tinted out. You couldn't have ever saw in unless you, I don't know, had a device. But I would have never known he was living in there until we caught him one night. It just happened to be, we were walking by and we saw it. And I asked him what was the story. I said, because I want my daughter to start doing a journal, just like not vlogging, but, like a synopsis of how people become homeless. What puts you at that level where you say, forget it all, I'm living on the street. And everybody has a different story. Some people had dreams of coming to Hollywood, didn't make it, ended up there, don't have anywhere to go back home to.
Some of them are in college. Some of them are in college and feel like it's inexpensive. There are a number of reasons. Some people just don't want to be a part of all of this rat race. I mean, why are you going to be at a job all day long to pay for a place that you really only can watch TV in the evening and sleep in?
Yeah, and that's why I said the people who are abusing it and are on drugs and trashing the system. Okay, if you want to go after them, I don't think anybody will have a problem with that. But you can't just criminalize the whole thing.
Especially not now when the economy is crashing. The economy is crashing. The US is going down. I don't know what to tell you. They know it. That's why they're passing all these crazy laws and building FEMA camps and all, because they're going to hold on as long as they can, but they're ruined. I mean, you got your people sleeping in tents on the street and you're sending $14.9 billion to some friggin' neo-Nazis. I mean, clearly they've lost their minds and we all know.
You didn't see it was more today? He's sending more?
He sent 13.6 the first time. Now this month he's sending 1.3 for a total of $14.9 billion to neo-Nazis over there in Europe.
Like, if you could come up with that money that fast, you could have came up with it for our reparation that we so needed.
Let's say they don't give us reparations, because I don't give a damn about it. I really just want them to leave our land. But let's say they took a couple of those billion and revamped some apartments so that people could have somewhere to live and planted some food gardens so that people could have some food to eat. I need them to address the problems in America. You don't have to give me nothing because we're going to take our land back sooner or later. I don't need your reparations. I don't need you governing how much I get, what I'm doing with it. I don't need any of that. But what I need you to do is stop taking our money and giving it to Israel and all this foolishness. And our people are falling through the cracks more and more every day. There was this one guy talking about, and I'm gonna send that to you. I don't know how I did, but it was this white guy. He was talking about how the level of God was planted in us from the start, because he said everything that God created, we try to kill. Every single thing that God creates, we try to kill. Yeah, and he said they try to kill the land. He said they try to kill the food, the water, human body, the water, the air. They want to block the religion.
They'll protect the Bible and they'll protect religion, but they won't protect the land, the water, the sky. They won't protect anything. And this is coming from a white guy. So it's like, I know that they're out there and there's so many that are woke, but it's like, it's not enough.
There are a lot of them though. There are a lot of them, white men. I imagine there's some white women, but white men in particular are calling out their race and admitting that every culture that comes into contact with them that's not white, they destroy it. They're the worst.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. And I
don't know, but I think we're gonna have to figure it out. We can't just let them criminalize homelessness. We're almost out of time, and I think you wanted to say a little bit about Elon Musk and Twitter?
Because I own stock in Twitter. So of course I was, excited to find out that he might buy Twitter and then give us an edit button and, let it have more freedom of speech. Because of course I want Donald Trump back on Twitter. I love the fact that he was in there shaking up the world and telling everybody how racist the world is. I miss the truth.
Off too?
Oh, of course
I want him back too. I mean, I'm not on Twitter, but I think I might get back on for a minute.
I still get his messages. I still get his message. They can't stop that flow. I mean, people will post it on Twitter and post it on Facebook and Instagram. And so I feel like I'm still getting his savior days, but I get nothing from Donald Trump. So I don't know where they're hiding anymore. I don't know what they're thinking about and what they're doing because, and they're still out there. What did they just go back under the rock or something? Like, come on, I want y'all to keep that same energy. I want you to keep that same.
Finding him like $5,000 or $10,000 a day for defying some court order. I don't know. I saw it.
I really thought that Elon was buying that, to help us all have freedom of speech. But now I'm hearing he's going to be just like, big media, and he wants to use it to control what we hear and I'm just like, what?
I heard that too, that he wants to undermine certain ideas to shape our thinking. But I mean, I told you already, he's not our friend. So I don't have any faith in him.
Yeah, no. I mean, I love him. I love Tesla. I did love him. I did love Tesla. I did love his ideas. But when I find out that people are close to him are saying this, like these people are claiming that they're close to him and like, no, you don't want him to buy this company. He's not using it for good. And I'm like, what?
That's their nature.
Who can we trust?
He's just acting in a manner true to their nature. That's who they are. I don't expect anything else from him. I realize that his electric cars can be disabled. He can prevent you from charging them. When the Russia-Ukraine war first popped off, I don't go on Twitter, but I saw it on TikTok or somewhere else, IG, that people were all over Twitter asking Elon Musk to disable all the Teslas in Russia. The fact that that's a possibility is a problem.
Disable what now? I want to look that up. What did you say? He what?
When he didn't do it, but when they said that when the Russia-Ukraine thing popped off, people were all over Twitter asking him to disable all of the Teslas in Russia. And I actually had made a video about that, but I didn't post it because I realized that with OnStar and all that Mercedes-Benz stuff that I don't have turned on and all of that stuff, they can disable your car too. So all of them can do it, but there's a higher level of control with electric cars. So Elon Musk is not helping us. He's not helping us. He never has, in my opinion. All that, he's not helping us. All that AI is dangerous, and then pressing it and making a Neuralink link chip to put, he just is a typical white man. Hide the ball while he's trying
Who can we trust? Who can we trust?
Everything out of you.
Who can we trust?
Ourselves.
Who can we?
Ourselves. We're going to go within, find our power, and trust ourselves.
We have to work together for the greater good. But then if you can't trust anybody, then what's the purpose?
Well, I mean, you can trust some white people. What you have to do is gauge them individually and then pull them in. But like as a group, they've got to be outside. You've got to prove yourself to me. Now, all Black people aren't trustworthy. I will give you the benefit of the doubt, but when I see that you're just a white person in Black skin, you're out. So we got to figure it out, but I think we're out of time, and we'll be talking more about Elon and Twitter because it's going to be developing right in front of our faces.
Yeah, he's got a lot of technology headed. I mean, he's got the cyber loop or hoop or something where you can put your car in and go from California to New York. He's got a lot of things going on, and I just pray that from now till then he develops a soul that is compliant with the rest of us.
Queen is way past that. He is a grown man up in his, 40s. If he hasn't developed it now, he's not. People don't change like that at that age unless something really drastic, like a near-death experience or something.
Yeah, but when you have kids, well, he had a son that he lost that made him go as a recluse. So I'm hoping.
Like you said, the people right close to him have already told you, you can't trust him. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoyed it as always.
Thank you. And next time, please join us with Kicking It with Kim and Tora. We appreciate you tuning in, and just make sure you like, subscribe, and pass this on and comment. We like your
Absolutely.
comments.
We'll see you next time.
See you next time.